My story is about a very common phobia, coulrophobia, fear of clowns. Even as an older adult, and even as a psychologist, I have never truly overcome my aversion to these characters. A lot of it comes from something that happened in my family when I was little, something I witnessed firsthand. In the 1990s, in what is now Mexico City, a certain kind of clown doll became very popular. It was basically a puppet. Its body was cloth, while its arms, legs, and face were made of plastic. It had a big nose and a really ugly smile. It was genuinely creepy. Since it was fashionable, only children from better-off families, those who weren't as humble as we were, had one. For my bad luck, that year my grandmother, seeing that my uncle wanted the toy so badly, saved money. On his birthday, she included it in the little cake moment, pulled from the small cake by yanking the string. And there it was, that ugly clown. As you can imagine, my uncle, he was only about 10 years old, didn't let go of it, not even to sleep. He even painted colors onto the clown's shoes. It became his greatest treasure. I never liked it. It always seemed like it was watching you, and that merciless smile felt like it was aimed directly at you. Weeks passed. I still remember one rainy morning. I went to eat breakfast. The adults were talking in low voices, but what was strange was the sound coming from the garden. Because I was the kind of kid who couldn't resist gossip, I peeked out, and what I saw made my stomach drop. That clown, nearly unrecognizable, was lying in the mud. It had been chopped up, and beside it, my uncle was digging a hole to bury it. That's when they called me to the table, and in the middle of the conversation I finally understood everything. Sometime the previous night, the adults had been woken by a scream. They quickly realized the scream was coming from my uncle. They looked where he slept, and his bed was empty. It took them only a second to understand that his scream was coming from under the bed. They crouched down and pulled him out. He was inconsolable. And to be clear, he wasn't the type to sleepwalk. He was too centered on the bed to have simply fallen there. They also pulled the clown from under the bed, and then my uncle started screaming again. However they managed, they eventually calmed him down. And this is what he told them. He said he woke up, and when he didn't see his clown, he sat up looking for it among the blankets. Then he heard a voice. After that, there was a little thump under the bed. By instinct, he leaned forward and looked under the bed. There he saw the clown sitting there, facing him, as if it were waiting. He said the puppet grabbed him, yanked him, and he managed to scream. He saw my other uncles getting up, but even then he could still feel that thing pulling him toward the wall. He couldn't sleep again until he found scissors and cut it. And the next morning, here we were, the clown being buried. After that, everyone agreed never to mention it again, and definitely never mention clowns. Years went by, maybe 4 or 6. Then they moved our property about 100 meters away. Our house had to be destroyed that same day. It wasn't a big deal because it was just brick and metal sheets. Neighbors helped. My family carried the furniture into the new house, and they assigned me to carry the bags. I went back and forth with them, but one particular bag kept making me curious, almost like it was calling to me. I tried, but I couldn't stand carrying it anymore. I sat down among the rubble and opened it. It looked tied up with about 20 knots. I tried to untie it, but I couldn't. My sister came over and broke it open. And what we saw made the blood drain from our faces. The same enemy, clown puppet, with that horrible smile and the painted shoes. But this time it was whole, not cut, no scissor marks at all. We ran to my grandmother. She was shocked, and she told us to throw it away, back among the rubble, and to keep it secret. That night, we went back to check what happened to our old house. To our surprise, the bag was gone. So was a wardrobe that always played tricks on us at night. And even a puppy that had been there. My grandmother said that if the neighbors had asked her, she could have warned them not to take those things. But since they stole everything, there was no way to warn them afterward. Our new house brought us tragic, terrifying experiences. It finally removed any doubt from me, and from everyone in the family. After about 5 years, things stopped. I'll say it that way. There was no longer danger. At least we could sleep again. I hope that once the fear is completely gone, I can tell you what happened there. Sorry for how long this is. I'd be grateful if at least one person read my story. It isn't the worst horror tale in the world, but because it was real, and because I lived it firsthand, your view of paranormal things changes. Thank you for reading. Have a beautiful night. And that was my story. Thank you, Eli Mendez, for sharing it. Also, stories like this, short experiences, sometimes even simple ones, are something people love to share. Really intense cases are rare, and sometimes they're hard to identify. But most of us probably have experience with a doll, or a toy someone in the family got rid of because they claimed it moved, or that they heard it laughing at night. Many of you, without realizing it, might have toys like that buried somewhere in a yard. Now, I'll move on to something else, something that happened in our office. We played with the Ouija board. Don't worry, we took precautions. We were told that we were communicating with 3 of the 4 spirits believed to live in that house. They claimed the girl that appears there is the same one that supposedly shows up in another place nearby, where there used to be an orphanage. They said 3 of the spirits are good, 1 stays in a specific room, and the others can move around the house. They also said the bad one lived there before the house was even built, so we're talking about before 1900. The board also said that the laughter you hear, like a child laughing, has been heard by multiple coworkers in the dark, and that it isn't really the girl. Instead, they claimed the bad entity is laughing in that way. We left a video so people could hear the nervous laughter from the people present. Afterward, they said no one believes anything, but that's fine. We also asked whether, somehow, those things could be captured on our cameras. They said yes, so I'll be recording at night whenever I can to see if anything interesting happens. We took precautions. I've been advised by experts on these kinds of matters. And if you're going to mess around with any kind of board like this, be careful. I'll repeat. Don't worry, this happens from my perspective as a very skeptical person. So nothing bad happened to us. For something bad to happen, you have to believe in it. And anyway, we'll keep experimenting. Everything is for you, so we can have more stories to tell. And with that, I'll let you watch the video. See you very, very soon, in Night Tales. Have a lovely Sunday.